All right, here we go. Get my second screen finalized and up and ready to go here as we kick this bad boy off. All right, yes. How's it going, everybody? Welcome to a second straight week of Late Night Musings. Great to see all of y'all here. I know initially I was going to go do a normal Monday musing stream at 5 p.m. Central Time like I traditionally do, but busy day in the work day. Traditionally, I get Mondays off, but things are kind of changing in the day job, so I had to put in some hours today, and just to be safe, to make sure it was a little easier to give a little more solidity and such. I knew, well, obviously, wasn't going to be working this late, so here we are. Figured that this would just work better overall today, but next week, planning to go back to 5. But in the meantime, here we are. Another little late night musing stream. See, we already got some awesome folks here in the chat already. Let's see here. We got Craig's Catfish Cave saying hi. How's it going, Craig? Good to see you. Also see Leo in here. I'll see Leo has a question there as well. I'll get to that in just a second. We also got Scuba Steve-O Aquatics. How's it going, Steve-O? Good to see you, man. As always. Belinda's Crystal and Succulent Garden saying hi. Good to see you, Belinda. Who is saying it's actually Craig, by the way. I see Steve-O's got a question there as well. We'll get to you in just a second there as well. But Leo, you asked one first there. Austin, hairy puffer versus dragon puffer, pros and cons to each. Well, fortunately, Leo, I have actually kept one of each once upon a time. I kept my dragon puffer a lot longer than a hairy puffer because my hairy puffer, unfortunately, just kind of, well, long story short, unfortunately, it passed suddenly after a couple days after a water change, and I never really figured out why exactly that happened versus the dragon puffer when it did. Knew exactly what. Out of those two, personally, I know a lot of people talk about the hairy puffer in a good way. I know a lot of people talk about the dragon puffer in a good way. Out of the two, myself, I would slightly prefer the dragon puffer. One, because versus a hairy puffer, it does kind of like to swim around a little bit more, which is something I kind of like a bit myself here. It also is, in terms of coloration and pattern on the puffer itself, another reason why I like the dragon puffer a little bit more than the hairy puffer. But the little deals on the hairy puffer's face that almost kind of look like a beard, sort of, hence the name hairy puffer. It's pretty unique too. And if you're looking for more of that true ambush puffer that, just kind of sits and chills and, wallows or maybe even buries itself in the sand, I've definitely learned that that's more the hairy puffer versus the dragon puffer. So I guess that's kind of up to your own preferences there about what you're kind of looking for. But overall for me, I think they're both awesome puffers. But out of the two there, I personally liked the dragon puffer just a little bit more. Just dragon puffer. It's probably one of the coolest names out there too. Hairy puffer is cool too, but you were asking me, yeah. As I would say, dragon puffers, just like them a little bit more, mostly because of the pattern. And they are a little more active traditionally than hairy puffers, but both of them are very much in that ambush category. Steve-O, unfortunately, I will not be this year. For the longest time, I said I was and was going to try to make it work. Unfortunately, this year, financially speaking, unfortunately, me and my wife just had a lot of things this year that did not go our way. So I'll just leave it at that without going into too much detail. So unfortunately, this year, the Keystone Clash is just unfortunately not going to work. I really wanted to get out there because it almost seems like, I know there's a couple that aren't going, but it seems like 90% of the fish fam or better is going. So I'm not going to lie. I feel left out on my own terms, but it's also a matter of, it is what it is. But as I said, next year, I'm going all in, trying to make it there next year. But, this year, just going to work on some projects, some things that are a little more financially friendly and such. And hopefully next year in 2024, I can go all in and me and maybe even my wife can make our way over there. But unfortunately this year, it's just not in the cards. All right, here. That's the first time the chat just made a random jump. Let's see who else we got here. Hey, we got one of my 5 awesome moderators here. Peplin Creek Aquatics, been a member for 12 months. I've had memberships for a year now. Wowzer. Did not know that, honestly. Shows my knowledge of the history of the channel. It does not feel like it's been a year. It really, really doesn't. But Brian, greatly appreciate the extra support here. And of course, checking in, saying good evening. Good evening to you, Peplin. Hope you and Foxanne are having an awesome night up there in old Wisconsin. Wife and I were actually, my wife and I were actually just talking about that place. We were debating back and forth about what we wanted for dinner this evening before we went out and about. And we went to this awesome restaurant called Brothers that was like in downtown Milwaukee. And we wished it was a lot closer because, boy, it sure sounded good tonight. But alas, Milwaukee is a bit of a jaunt from Council Bluffs, Iowa. So yeah, we did not quite go that far out. Yeah, Leo, like I say, dragon puffers, just the coloration and all that is a reason by itself why I think dragon puffers are really, really awesome. And they are, like I said earlier, slightly more active than hairy puffers. But if you're looking for like a true full-on 100% ambush puffer, I mean, they're both in the ambush puffer category, then yeah, a hairy puffer, I mean, no disrespect to those ones. I loved the hairy puffer I had too. He was watching him just bury himself in the sand and wait for like one of the minnows or snails to get a little too close and him just to go bam and snatch it up. It never got old watching him do that. Let's see here. Who else we got here? We got Coro Works saying hello, freaks. How's it going, Coro? Hope you're having an awesome evening here as well. As I continue to scroll through the chat. Jeff Kane. How's it going, Jeff? Good to see you, man. Saying hello, everyone. We got Aquatic Moose also in the chat. Saying nice fish room tour, Austin. Appreciate it. Puffers are looking great. I love the queen. Absolutely. I mean, she touches the hearts of everyone she meets, whether it be in screen or especially in person. I mean, that is one thing I will say. On the screen, like when she swam across the front part towards the later part of the fish room tour, I had to get a view of that there too, because I mean, it really shows that, yeah, she kind of makes that 150-gallon tank look small. Hence why exactly I'm working on a plywood tank, which we'll talk about here in a second about the progress that I've been making on that. Oh, a dojo loach, huh, Steve-O? Huh? Funny enough, I actually have a dojo loach in my 240 over there that's been doing pretty well. Yeah, I might have actually taken it up on there. But, yeah, unfortunately, the Keystone Clash is just not in the cards. I mean, and it sucks because there's a lot of people there that I have met and would love to see again, chat with again. Some folks that I even just met in Wisconsin. Like I know Peplin and Foxy are both going there. I believe Chattanooga Ed's going there. I think I want to say Danikin Aquatics, Kenny E and I think even his wife are thinking of going there. Some people that I haven't met. I know Rico Stan's going to be there. Dee Dee's Fin Den's going to be there. I haven't met either one of those two yet in person. I mean, there's a lot of folks there going. I mean, I'm leaving all sorts of names that I've met and have not met off that list because unfortunately both lists are just way too long to mention everybody. And my memory is also not that great. So yeah, I know there's a lot of people going there that I know it'd be a blast, but alas, 2023, financially speaking, I mean, we have a roof overhead. I'm still able to do all of this. It's just a matter of, in terms of a trip all the way out to the East Coast, which is about 18.5-hour drive to me. And yes, I would drive because I think moving all of those fish via plane and trying to go through all that legal mumbo jumbo would just be a pain in the backside that I just really don't want to mess with. Hence, I'm like, nah, I just rather suck it up and drive. That way I can just put it in the back seat of my car and we can just go. But like I say, 2024, I'm all in for it. Even if it's the only big one I can make next year, which my wife and I also did see the Aquashella Chicago coming back there next year in 2024. We really want to try to make that one too, if it's possible, but that's a ways down the road there yet. Yeah, we thought that we would really like to make that as well. But really, those are the main two, at least as of right now. But October is going to be a busy month, though. Convention-wise, because I think there's 3 weekends in October that right here in Iowa, there's a whole bunch of stuff going on. I mean, October 1st, as I've disclosed multiple times on this channel, the Quad City Fish Swap in Davenport, Iowa, at the Golden Leaf Banquet Center is going to have a one of final 2 swaps here for 2023. They're gonna have another one in November, November 11th or 12th. I always want to say 11th. It's not the 11th; it's the 12th. November Sunday, the 12th. They'll have one, and then October 1st, which is also a Sunday, they'll also have a Quad City Fish Swap and all sorts of vendors that sell crafts. I mean, last time I was there, someone had some freshwater stingrays. Someone was selling some arowanas, freshwater eels. I got a couple of Amazon puffers there. I saw a couple people selling some red-eye puffers there. I know a couple people here on the channel have asked me about that here. All sorts of stuff. Angelfish, discus, cichlids of all sorts. Or it's Lake Victoria cichlids, Malawi cichlids, South American cichlids, Oscars, shrimp, all sorts of stuff there. I mean, too long of a list to name everything. A lot of things are going to be there. And then October 15th, we're going to have Iowa's version of Fishtoberfest. That's going to be in Des Moines at the Croatian Salvik Center. It's a good little place there. Not the biggest convention in terms of overall space, but they don't have an overall quantity of vendors. They definitely, that does not replace the quality. They have a lot of cool stuff there. All the few vendors that do go there, because it is a smaller building overall, but the people that go there still bring a lot of stuff. Discus, angelfish. I got some roseline sharks there from last time. Got some rainbows. Someone had some avocado puffers there. It's also where I got my bumblebee Oscar in the springtime. All sorts of good stuff going to be there. And then, of course, finally, October 22nd will be an Omaha fish swap at the Firefighters Union Hall in the outer skirts of Omaha there. Going to be an awesome deal there. Sponsored by actually one of our 5 awesome local fish stores in Omaha. Going to be an awesome deal. As I get more details, I'll share more bits and pieces of that. But enough local promotions here. Going down here. Mrs. Freak checking in here before she hits the hay. Welcome, dearest. I know that's been a hot minute, as this says it was sent around 8 after. I see it's a quarter after. I'm a little bit behind in chat, so for right now, folks, bear with me. I'll try to get myself caught up here shortly. But yep, Mrs. Freak, I know, got to get up early there for the job there later on. She always has to get up earlier before I do. Hence why I do the late night streams rather than her. All right, going through the chat. Yes. Leo, I swear every time I do a stream, it feels like he has. I actually just measured him earlier this morning, and it's weird. On my fish room tour video that I just posted earlier today, I said he was about 9 inches. I would have to take that back. He's actually, to what I did measure him, he's eclipsed 10 inches already. He is having one heck of a growth spurt. And the fact that he's 10 inches and not even halfway there on his growth spurt, it's crazy. It's gonna get expensive to feed him, that's for sure, but all exciting all the same. What else we got here? Foxy, I could squeeze you in my suitcase, Austin. Boy, that's for someone that's 6'4", I tell you what, gonna have to be a damn big suitcase. Whew. My. Tight squeeze. But hey, I mean, you know what? If that got us there, let's do it. Bring on the schemes. What else we got here going on in the chat? Jeff, that's awesome to hear. Yeah. Right when I saw that Aquashella was coming back to Chicago next year, I was right away excited. I was really bummed out when they were not going to do Chicago this year. I've heard a few different reasons why that was. I'm not sure exactly what the most valid reason was, but either way, it didn't happen, so I guess it really doesn't matter. But yeah, it's nice to know that in 2024, Aquashella is going to be back in Chicago. I'm really excited for that. Leo, where did you get your Cross River Puffer from, if you can say? I can say I got my Cross River Puffer from the Fish Fix here it's actually native right here in Iowa. And if you live anywhere in the mainland United States, they can ship fish to you. In fact, if you go on their Facebook page, and that's just the Fish Fix, spelled as you would, there's no crazy spellings there or anything. It's all words are spelled exactly as you would imagine they would be. They actually just had a a puffer called a Du Boise puffer. They are a extremely rare puffer. They might even be just as rare, if maybe not even a little more rare than a Cross River puffer even. They have quite a hefty price tag as well. But if you look at the spotted patterns on, I mean, they almost somewhat remind me of a spotted Congo puffer, their patterns on them. But they are beautiful, absolutely beautiful. One of these days, I'm sure I'll indulge and get myself one of those. I was actually asked after commenting on the post there earlier if I was interested in him bringing one. For right now, currently, I'm not going to get one for right now because, as I said right now, until some of these projects are completed and such, I'm kind of taking a break from buying any puffers or really any expensive fish in general for right now. Because for right now, I want to get my 185 set up here. I want to get some fish tank upgrades done here. I want to get started on building Finley's plywood tank here soon. Want to get some projects done before I start taking on some other projects, because it's a big reason why that 185 is sitting as it is right now. It's past the leak test though. I still got water in it today and no sign of leaks, so that's a pretty good sign that she's gonna hold just fine. Just gotta get the sump tank all plumbed up and such, and as well as find some way to put some lids on the top of this bad boy to make sure nothing jumps out once we get it stocked up, and we'll be ready to go. But yeah, Fish Fix. That's where I got the Cross River Puffer and plenty of other stuff there too. Al, the store owner there, his name is Al, as I just said. He's a bit of a puffer lover himself there, so he can get all sorts of stuff there. Matt, I don't know if I saw you there earlier too, but welcome aboard. We got two of my awesome moderators here now. Always good to see you, Matt. Appreciate all you do for the Fish Fam, sir. Hope all is well up there in Sioux City. We got our Aquatic Universe with Mike B saying, hey, how's it going, Mike? Good to see you. All right, keep going. Peplin, yes, there is officially an Aquashella Chicago next year. They already announced that they're going to Daytona again, Dallas again next year, and that Chicago will be back. I do not remember the dates. I just know that, yeah, Daytona, Dallas, and Chicago will be the three locations once again next year. They have already made it announced and official. Foxy, I love it. We'll teach you the art of origami, so you'll fit just fine. Sounds like a feature episode on maybe even on Crafted even. And this week on the Hot Mess Express, we're going to co-op with Crafted for how you can origami a person into this little suitcase. Boy, what a show that would be. This week on Mythbusters. All right, what else we got going on here? Looks like I'm finally catching up with the chat here. Oh, yeah, Mike. I mean, that's, exactly why I got the Tetras in here. They're also a nice little cleanup crew with the Maboo Puffer in here. I mean, heck, if you want to see them do their little cleanup crew part too, I mean, all you got to do is just watched the little fish room tour video there that I posted earlier today. I mean, once I did little krill feeding. Those guys love getting the scraps of the krill and such because little bits and pieces do fend off. I actually need to add some water to this 510 here soon. I've actually been putting on a couple extra dehumidifiers down here and a small window air conditioning unit. It doesn't exactly do the job very well down here, but here in Iowa over the past week, it was in the hundreds for about 4 days straight. So it kept my water from hitting 90 degrees, which, you know, is nice. Still got some of the water down here got as warm as 88 degrees, which was kind of, but it never got any hotter. Once we got an AC unit down here, it helped keep the water no hotter than 86, which is still a little up there than what I want. So I'm thinking, yeah, probably next spring or summer season, probably going to get a bigger air conditioning unit down here. Remembered that I had a small little one just sitting in a closet, and I figured, well, it's probably not going to do this room as well as I need it to, but it did help a little bit. It helped from making a bad situation go worse, I guess. So, yeah, it works. There we go. Thank you, Matt, for dropping the Fish Fix link there. Appreciate it there, Matt. Awesome store there as well. Just a great place to, if you're looking to get some fish shipped to you. I have heard that his shipments do pretty well. Again, though, he only ships in the mainland United States. So, yeah, if you're over in Europe or Canada or even Mexico or Hawaii or Alaska, sorry, he I believe at some point he's thinking he might try to expand to U.S. territories as well. Not sure what his timetable would be on that. Haven't asked him because, well, I guess it doesn't really pertain to me, but I guess I might later on there. But for right now, it's just the mainland United States. Let's see what else we got around here. Let's see what else we got going on here. Oh, Craig and Belinda, what's going on there? Did I miss something? Oh, someone just rang. I missed something here earlier. Yeah, whatever it is. Hey, congratulations. See all the congratulations in the chat here. Very nice. So a little update on the progress for Finley's plywood tank. We have all the pond armor now that we should need here. Or if not, well, then I guess we'll based on what I've been told, we should be good there now. We got the fiberglassing to do the seals and such. Got some epoxy on the way for that to also help that settle in before we get too deep on it. Talking with someone to maybe get glass figured out there. Someone has a 1/2-inch panel, which I think should be good enough. There is someone else that has been talking to me about a 3/4 inch panel, and I mean 3/4 inch almost sounds like it'd be overkill for this thing. I'm not 100% on the specific gallonage, but based on what we're looking at for Finley's plywood tank, we're looking at it's going to be about a 340 gallon aquarium. Again, we're going to shape it kind of like a pentagon. That way it just fits in that little corner over there. Kill the light here real quick. Just right over there. So that 46 right there too. I might even scooch that down just a little bit. I'm not looking forward to all the logistics and movings of the tank that we're probably going to have to do here shortly. But yeah, the 150 there will obviously move towards down there somewhere. Probably where we used to have the 90-gallon bow front stand, or where the 90-gallon bow front would have stood anyway. And yeah, right in that whole corner, we'll have a corner pentagon plywood tank, which I'm excited to do because, well, really, you see all these people building these rectangular and even cube plywood tanks. You don't really see anybody, I mean, Yeah, you really don't see anybody build these, corner plywood tanks, and I'm excited to kind of put my footprint on that. I think the only person that I've actually seen build a corner plywood tank is the king of DIY, and that's been a few years ago at this point, I want to say. And his model is probably pretty close to what I'm going to follow. I'm going to do some differences. I think on the seams, all he did was just silicone, which I thought about for a while. But as you all know, one channel that I watch a lot when it comes to plywood aquariums is Aquarium Domain. To those of you that don't know who I'm talking about there, once this stream is over, or whenever you get sick of me, I guess, do yourself a favor, search Aquarium Domain and check out his stuff there. He is actually building a 4,500 gallon plywood tank, among multiple other projects. That man is insane in a very fun way, but hey, aren't we all a little bit? It's like Alice in Wonderland. We're all a little mad here. So, but got some awesome stuff going on there. He's a guy that, in terms of plywood tanks, I've really been watching very closely as to how he's gone about those projects and how he does them. Because, he's done it a lot. He's got a lot of them, and they're all sitting strong. They're all doing really well. So if they're all still standing, he's also got a 3,000 gallon plywood tank. That was like one of his first builds that he's ever done. And it's done. He's done well. They've done very well there. And if you're looking to build a plywood tank, he's definitely one channel I would highly recommend you check out. And Jeff Kane, could not agree more. Yeah. Aquarium Domain, he is awesome. He's I need to be patient with his videos on the 4,500 gallon tank, because I know the man's juggling a couple other projects there with his wife as well. But I got to tell you, I'm always anxious to see what that man's up to, because that dude does some awesome projects. Hey, we got Whip's World joining us. How's it going, Whip? The hedge clippers must have gotten away from you. Yeah, just a little bit. I turned my back for 1 second and bzzz, right across the old bangs right up there. But yeah, wife and I actually had a wedding to go this weekend. I was actually even driving. Well, I said this on the channel before, but so a lot of you already know. But this past weekend, I was the driver for the bride and mother of the bride, as well as my wife, who is the maid of honor to the wedding. So I figured, better not look like a total caveman or mountain man, as my father may sometimes call it. Figured I'd better make myself look at least somewhat proper for the event there. So yeah, just took a couple inches off the top of the head here. Wanted to still keep it long because that's just kind of how I like it. I don't like short hair. And yeah, like I said before, this noggin is not meant to have a short hairline. Got to keep this hair long and fluffy. Well, maybe not even fluffy. That makes me sound like a poodle or a Shih Tzu or something. But up here earlier. Don't think I said hi to you yet, but Ian, how's it going? Atkins Nature Aquariums is here saying hello. Good to see you. Going through the chat. Yes. That's Matt dropping the link there for Aquarium Domain. Appreciate you, Matt, for dropping that in there. Who else we got in the chat here? George, RB3, saying, hey, everybody. How's it going, George? Welcome aboard. Good to see you here tonight. Jeff Kane, caveman for life. Hey, you and I both know all about that, right? I don't know. I do keep the beard a little shorter right now. I know it kind of looks thicker right now. It's, for some reason, it's gotten a little darker and such. But, yeah, I let it grow out a little bit more in the wintertime. But I got to tell you, this past week where we had about 4 days straight of 100 degrees here in Council Bluffs, I didn't mind it being a little shorter. And I tell you what, taking a couple inches off of that there did not feel too bad, I got to tell you. And it's supposed to be kind of warm again here for a couple days this week again. So yeah, it's gonna be it feels nice, but yeah, when the winter comes, I'm gonna let the beard and all this grow out again because it's like nature's face protector. Helps keep the face warm. Ian, thank you. Yeah, Finley is she like I say, there's multiple reasons why I call her the queen, and yeah, there's never a bad day for Finley. She's always looking amazing. It's like I say, just seeing her swim side to side in that tank there too is exactly why I'm like, yeah, it's just got to get her something bigger. It's exactly why. I mean, I actually even got some 2x4s already to her because what I'm probably going to do is when I start building this plywood tank, I'm going to start by building the stand first. That way I can set it up. I'm not fully sure on what I'm going to do in terms of filtration just yet. Haven't decided if I'm going to do a sump tank or if I'm going to say the heck with it and just like put like an FX6 or something on there. Well, actually, part of me, what I'm thinking is I might just take the FX6 off of her current tank as well as the sponge filters that are already in there. And just whenever we get the plywood tank up and going, just slowly work those bits over there. And that's how we filter the plywood tank. But I don't know. If I did that, I might even get another canister filter to also help it out there because as you guys all know on this channel, I believe in putting it bluntly, with any aquarium, whether if it is 55 gallons, whether it is 75 gallons, 125, 510 gallons, I believe that I want to filter the hell out of this tank. Like the 510, I have an FX5 running on this thing. I got a pond grade filter that's graded to do 1,200 gallons by itself. I have about 350 gallons worth of sponge filtration. Well, actually, no. 400 gallons worth of sponge filtration in there as well. I mean, Finley's tank there, that's the one where I have about 350 gallons worth of sponge filtration. I've got an FX6 on that thing. I got a Tidal 110 running on that thing. I mean, my 240 with the rainbows and gouramis, that huge community. There's another FX6 on that thing and another 300 plus gallons worth of sponge filtration on that. I believe when it comes to aquariums, yeah, I am going to filter the living blank out of these things because then I don't have to do water changes as much. I can just sit back and enjoy them and just focus more on making content here instead of just, sitting there and always working on them, which I don't mind working on them. Working on them every once in a while is actually a good stress reliever, or so I think it is anyway. But I don't want to work on them, all the time. I know some people are like, yeah, it's that time of week again where it's like, nah, I'm a person where it's like, no, I don't want to have to do that every single week. Also, hence why I'm also getting rid of some of the smaller tanks. Bigger tanks, and if you put higher filtration on them, gives you a chance to where, you don't have to do water changes as much. Like some of these tanks down here, like I say, I don't have to do like water changes until about maybe every month and a half, or like that 240 back there. The parameters stays. I know it's hard to believe, but with all the fish in there, but all the sponge filtration and the FX6 on there, I'm doing that about every month and a half, 2 months, and things have been going just fine. I mean, there's a little algae on there. I mean, there are times where maybe I let it go a week or two longer than I should, admittedly. But same thing with the 510 here. I mean, ever since I've set this 510 up, I've only had to do about a third of a water change twice. That's it. And I mean, this thing, we've had it running now for maybe 4 or 5 months now. And I've only had to change the water in it twice. It's a lot of money up front to go forth and, put all that money in for filtration. And it's a lot of upfront, but it pays its dividends in the end. It lets you just sit back and enjoy the tanks more. Hence why I do it. George, you going to be streaming a bit here soon? Say, I was thinking of only going an hour. What time are you thinking of going on, George? say if you're going on around 11, then yeah, I can wrap it up around that time, because I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little tired here. It's been a hectic day. Atkins votes Team Sump on the plywood tank. Yeah, I haven't shut down the whole idea. I actually do have a 125-gallon traditional size tank actually here at my place that's just been sitting vacantly, because initially that 125 was for this 510. But, I mean, I'll be honest. I have done every other form of filtration. I've done sponge filters. I've done hang on the backs. I've done canisters. I've done internal canisters. I've done all sorts of stuff. Heck, I've even done no filter on one tank before. And, but yeah, not once have I ever done a sump filter. And, well, obviously that's going to change once we get the 185 here going. And I'm sure it's going to be nowhere near as difficult as I think. It's just a matter of I need to learn how to connect them and just kind of learn how they function. Once I figure that out, then, yeah, I might even go that way more often. But I say, for Finley's tank, I think, honestly, I might just go ahead and, like I say, take the FX6 and the 2 sponge filters out of her tank there and drop those in at least to start off when we get the new plywood tank going. That way also I don't have to spend any more really on side of that. Although I will have to get another filter then for the 150, because as we all know, when I move Finley out of the 150, Hercules, my crossover puffer, who's currently in a 75, is going to get moved into the 150. And that's going to open up a 75 for us, which I have a couple of ideas for already, but that's at least a few months down the road here at least. I'm hoping I can get most of the plywood tank done before the end of this year. I guess we'll see. Plywood tanks are something that, you don't have to be super, super careful. Like, say when you're building an acrylic aquarium, like plywood tanks can give you a little forgiveness for mistakes, but I'd just rather not make the mistakes so I don't have to worry about it, period. But that's just me. I'd rather just take my time, make sure things are being done properly and efficiently, because when you don't rush things, that's going to lessen the likelihood of mistakes. Whereas, you're trying to rush this thing and just, do things bam, bam, bam like such, then yeah, that's when you get a little bit more prone to do mistakes. Oh, no, George, I didn't catch you that way at all. No, I was just saying if you were going to stream here around 11, then it sounds like a good reason for me to wrap up a little. About around an hour, which, I mean, usually about an hour is where I go, but nah. Ooh, excuse me. Gonna stream at the top of the hour. All right, well, yeah, we got 20 minutes till then. I mean, I'm not that entertaining, so. After about an hour, I learned people kind of get a little sick of me, so. Oh, what else we got here? Nathan is joining the chat. Welcome aboard, Nathan. Good to see you. I see Coro here. Sump and undergravel can all play nicely together if you wanted. I guess you could theoretically do Matin and with any other filtration too if you put your intake and output on either side. Yeah, undergravel. Actually, I got to admit, undergravel is actually another form of filtration that I have not done. So I actually got to take it back. Yeah, sump and undergravel. Those are actually the only 2 filtration deals I've never done. But I don't know. People that have done undergravel, at least around here and the Council Bluffs, Omaha area, most people don't give me a very good report on it. I can't knock it because I haven't tried it, but that's me. Xanadu, how's it going on? How's it going on? Oh, boy. Yeah, hope you're having a good day. I'm not sure. How's it going on? Who says that? Xanadu, hope you're having a good one, though. Saying howdy, folks. Saying hello to everyone else there as well. Nathan listening while lurking, doing water changes. Sometimes what I do down here, just, I say, a lot of my tanks here, I'm fortunate to say that I don't do water changes as much here, which I know some people are like, some people, you know, in the end though, I believe when it comes to fish keeping, do a system that works for you. If you'd rather spend the extra money on filtration, do it. If you're into doing the extra work and that way you save a little extra money on the filtration, that is just as good. Do what you want to do. Do what you love to do. Me, I'm a person where it's like, I would rather go and spend the extra dollars on the filtration and, just sit back and enjoy the aquariums. That way I don't have to work on them as much. Working on them every once in a while is okay, but I don't want to do it every week or two. Once every month or so, there we go. It's why every single one of my tanks have at least 2 different ways of filtration. Glad to hear it's going on well, Xanadudu. Hope all is well. Absolutely. Yeah, and I mean, I know what I say there, like some of the tanks there. I mean, it's not even really a schedule. I mean, just, once, maybe twice every week, I use aquarium co-ops test strips. That's what I do. They've served me pretty well. I dip those and I say about a time or 2 every single week. I just test the water, see where we're at. And if everything is sitting well, then it's like, cool. If something's starting to get higher in nitrates, I mean, if we're just starting to barely get into the bad zone of nitrates, then sometimes I might even just go ahead and just wring out the sponge filter a little bit because especially the ones with my puffers, the sponge filters in my puffer tanks get dirty very fast. But it's it's also why I got canisters and other filtration on there with them. Puffers are a big reason, why I filter the heck out of my tanks because I know that, I mean, they're not as fussy as a lot of people think they are, but you're still not going to get away with much as you're going to if like tetras or goldfish or some angelfish for sure, as I've said here plenty of times. A curl. Right now, my sump return pump is split 2 ways, with most of flow going into a grow bed and 1/3 of flowish going down through the substrate, like reverse bonus biofiltration. Next part here. You can use under gravel pre-filter too, but I think I prefer mechanical filtration before it goes through the gravel. Yeah, see me, that's kind of what I like too. I do like mechanical filtration. Like usually, I usually do mechanical and biological filtration. It's what I like to do mostly. Hence why, canisters or hang on the back filters with sponge filters of some sort are my main go-tos in terms of filtration on some of these. If I was a richer man, honestly, I would probably even ditch the hang on the backs and do more canisters because while it is more money up front to do canisters, I mean, them especially, like an FX6, I've only had, I've had that FX6 now for about, 3+ years now, little over 3 years. And about every 6 to 8 months, I check I change out about half of the media in her tank, and it served well. I mean, those canisters, especially if you get a big one like an FX6, if it wasn't so dang expensive, I'd probably have more than just 2, but. Alas, that's me. I'm more of a canister guy. That's me. But like I said, I can't knock sumps because I haven't done them yet. Refugium plants. Now, actually, I have seen that a couple times. I mean, speaking of aquarium domain a little bit ago, I know that's something that he really likes to do, and I know that's what he's going to do on his 4,500 gallon aquarium there as well once he gets done building that. It's going to be it's going to be awesome once he gets that thing going. And I know that, he kind of likes to put plants in his sump filters as well, like a wetland filter per se. I know that some people do that, and I thought about you know what? I could see why that would do good. And, if you have some plants that grow like wildfire in that wet plant filter, then, hey, make yourself a little extra money while you're at it. But something I might also do once I get the 185 going. I mean, doing it as a freshwater and such, we might do a little partner where we sneak some plants in there. I do have a couple of bamboo plants actually in my fish room here. So, I mean, wouldn't take much. Probably could do it pretty easily. All right, what else we got going on in the chat here? It's 10:47. We got about another 13, 15 minutes here yet. Nathan, yeah, depends with me on the tank. Like some of my bigger aquariums, I'll put 2 sponge filters in. Like obviously my 510 here has 2 200-gallon grade sponge filters. I have 2 sponge. I think basically everything in my fish room that is 75 gallons and above. Well, actually not fully true because my 75 hex only has 1 sponge filter. But I also have a Tidal 110 on it again. So, I mean, again, filtering the heck out of it. But my other 275s, yeah, I got 2 sponge filters in it. Finley's has got 2 sponges in it. My 125 with the angelfish has 2 sponges in it. If it's a bigger tank, yeah, I mean, sponge filters. I mean, another reason why I really like sponge filters too, I mean, say you have a power surge. I mean, yeah, sponge filters need air to go through them to do the full effect, but they can still give you a little bit of a biological relief as well, even for a while there. So do they work as well when there's not air going through them? Absolutely not. Yeah, they don't work as well, but it's still something to kind of help you out there if you ever have a power surge. Another reason why I like sponge filters. They're not the prettiest looking thing, but they definitely they have good benefits. Hence why I every single tank I have will always have a sponge filter. Melvin Reef Legacy, how's it going? Don't think I said hi to you earlier. We also got Beta and Guppy Gallon here. How's it going? Good to see y'all. Coral, yeah. Battery operated. I do have some battery operated pumps down here too. That's another good thing, but alas, buying 18 to 20 battery operated pumps adds up quickly. Those things around here, at least, usually I can expect to pay at least $25 or so per deal, which again, yeah, adds up very, very quickly. But it's a good way to go there too. But battery operated power filters too. Oh no. Well, there went our screen. Give me just a minute. We'll get that going again. There we go. Sorry about that, guys. Not sure what happened there. Yeah, Jeff, I did break it for a second. I'm not fully sure what went on there. But we figured it out. This is why I do StreamYard too. I do not miss streaming just through YouTube. If that happened on YouTube, I mean, yeah, stream over. Because there's no way to get the camera back connected. It annoyed the hell out of me. I got to tell you. Hence why I use StreamYard now. Matt, yes, I actually have been thinking about putting a few dozen more Tetras in here, actually. I've been debating, though, because actually one of the stores were saying I need to put like an electric light Tetra in here, which they look kind of similar to Cardinals, but instead of red and blue, they're like a silver and an orange. And I got to tell you, they are really, really pretty. And I got to tell you, I told them, hey, you get at least a couple dozen in there, or I'll do it. But hasn't gotten them in just yet there. But with October also slowly creeping closer here, I've also been debating if I want to wait to get more Tetras until a couple of these local swaps happen. That way, of course, I mean, that way I can also support our local breeders and such and all that. Because I want to make sure that, I can help them support, to keep doing what they're doing. Because, I mean, that's how we do it. I mean, it's the same thing as the channel. Like, shout out to the members here as well. Oh, and of course, the moderators, because without people like you, or even just a basic subscriber, if you're just even if you just watch myself every once in a while and, just watch or just here to watch certain things and such. That's what helps me do what I do here. Or just every little bit of support counts, and that's what I want to do when these deals come around. So, but yeah, I agree, Matt. We definitely got plenty of room for more Tetras in here for sure. Thinking I might even add another dozen of Cardinal Tetras in here yet. But yeah, I'm thinking we can easily add another 3 dozen in here at least. Might even do 4, but I don't know. I always believe in start on the lower end, and if it looks like there's still room, it's easier to add than subtract. But then again, I guess with a puffer, which is a very notorious predator, if he wants to subtract, he will. Those Tetras though are pretty fast though for him. They'd be very hard for him to catch. Coral, right? Fantastic Freaks was brought to you by the Fantastic Freaks Members Program and contributions to your YouTube station from viewers like you. Thank you. It's like PBS here now, right? Oh, I love it. I need to do like an intro of that at some point. To like a video. Fantastic Freaks was brought to you by... I mean, heck, maybe when I get my new membership tiers put together there, I'll make a tier to where if you want to be one of the featured members to be thanked before the start of every single video and such. You know what? Yeah, I might do that or something. I might have to do that or something. Give a little shout out to the channels that want to show a little extra support. For real, though. I mean, yeah, I always forget that it's mirrors. I mean, just watching them school around. I'm going to kill that light. There we go. I mean, yeah, watching those Tetras just school around, it does not get old. It does not get old. I'm still chuckling on Coro there. Brought to you by viewers like you. Ooh, thank you. Oh, I love it. Let's see here. We got 6 minutes, and I believe George RB3, I don't know if he's still here in the chat. I believe he's going live here at the top of the hour here, actually. We'll definitely have to wrap up so we can make sure we can all make a little time to go show George some support. But those of you that didn't hear me earlier, a little recap and update on Finley's plywood tank. We have all the pond armor we should need. I have a backup plan if we don't. But otherwise, also got the fiberglassing for the seams and such. Starting to collect some 2x4s and such because probably going to build the stand here first and such. Want to make sure that's constructed and sturdy to the exact term that I want it to be there. So, yep, we're going to make sure that that's as strong as it needs to be. And then, yeah, after the stand is completely built, we'll start building the tank itself. Obviously, I'll do there'll be multiple videos going on as I take care of that project. I'd imagine that we're probably going to get some other projects done or completed before we get too far on the plywood project, because as some of y'all know, that living in a house that was finished in 1893, as I've rehearsed here a couple times, my power box is only going to tolerate so much. And having 2 plywood tanks here is still going to take quite a deal of power. And so going to get some more smaller tanks here taken down here and such. Most of them I'm just going to store away here because at some point my wife and I do want to either build a bigger house or later on move to a bigger house. But for right now, it's just me and her. There are no children in the picture, at least not currently. But I guess, I'm not going to that, but outside of that, it's just us right now. So we really have no need to get a bigger house right now, but, it's, for right now, yeah, this is what it is and what we really all we need. And it's gonna look awesome the more and more we set some of these other things up here. I'm really excited. Like, I'm really excited to finally get this 185 here going. I mean, my parents, every time they visit me too, it's like, you got to get that tank going. That is a beautiful looking tank. And I agree wholeheartedly. It's going to look a lot more beautiful when we actually get some fish in the darn thing. But eventually we will get it. For that one, though, I'm probably going to hire someone to come on over to my place and help me construct the sump because, well, you got to learn somewhere. And I've got a few takers on there. It's probably going to come down to whoever's going to do the job cheaper. But we'll do that. We'll see. Yeah. That I know about, right? Well, I mean, in terms of children, my joke always is when someone, it's like, do you have any children? I say, oh yeah, I got over 100 children. They just have they have scales and fins instead of arms and legs. At first, some people look at me like, what the hell are you talking about? But and then I'm like, show them a picture of the basement here, and like, oh, and then they got it right. Right. Hey, almost missed that earlier. Thank you, Matt. Once again, Matt has been a trooper here tonight. Shout out to Matt and Liquid Zoo there. George is scheduled next here. He's going to go live here in just a few minutes. There's George also right there, the man himself, I say. Well, as we wrap this up here, make sure once we wrap this up here, make sure you go show George some support there. And give him a little bit of love on his stream there. Say hello to him. See what George is up to. I'll probably check in with him a little bit before I call it an evening here myself. It's getting to be 11 p.m. here in Council Bluffs, so starting to get in the later hours here. But Fish Frenzy Addiction, love that name. It's very proper for a lot of us here in the Fish fam. But FFA, good to see you. Welcome aboard here. Hey, we got Kenny E, Mr. Danikin Aquatics, also known as the... That was horrible. There we go. I don't know why. It always takes a second try. Favorite Viking fan in the chat here. Welcome aboard, Kenny. Good to see you. Should have tried to get on a couple of the... I wish I could have got on one of those draft streams with you. Unfortunately, I was speaking of the wedding earlier. I'm not going to lie. The deed's already been done at this point. Excuse me real quick. Woo. Oh, excuse me. Throat was getting a little hoarse there. Got to pony up. My throat was getting a little hoarse. I'll show my way itself out. But I actually drafted in the middle or towards the end of a wedding, of all things, actually. But I don't know. I feel good about my draft. We'll see how it goes. I don't remember who, but someone picked Patrick Mahomes right before my pick. And whoever you are, damn you. Not really. But I can't remember who it was, but someone in my draft, picked Patrick Mahomes right before I did. And it's like, no, you took my quarterback. Damn you. But I still got Josh Allen, so I'm happy. Josh Allen will be good. Kenny's saying hello to all sorts of folks there. See, 11 o'clock there. All right. Yeah. Checking through the chat, making sure I haven't forgotten anybody here. Don't want to miss any questions or people that may have popped in here, even if they're not in our chat anymore. Looks like I've gotten everybody here so far. Excellent. Well, yeah, I believe George is going to go live here soon. So I guess a couple of things to wrap up here. I got a for the first time in a little over a year and a half, guys, I got a fish room tour video set up. If you haven't watched it already, it is definitely longer than I make most of my videos. So, you know, maybe grab a snack, grab your favorite drink or a drink before you sit down and maybe watch that one. Because, I mean, 18 tanks ranging from 10 gallons to 510 gallons. 16 freshwater tanks, 2 brackish water tanks. It's been astounding to see how that video is done so far here. But if you haven't checked it out already there, yeah, it's open to the public here already. Free to check out as you wish there. Of course, don't forget, we also have a merchandise store open now with t-shirts, hoodies, sweaters, even sandals and tumblers if you're into that stuff there. You can go on Teespring. It's I actually got a shop tab on my channel there as well. Matt or Peplin, if one of you are still in the chat there, you could drop the link to that there real quick. I would appreciate that as well. But again, yeah, just go on the channel there. You can check that out there too. Check out a couple things there. And yeah, we got a couple other ideas here coming up for fish content here. Thinking it's time for another species spotlight on a puffer coming up here soon. Thinking maybe one of the brackish water puffers here. Might do a little species spotlight on them here. Just visited him relatively recently. I know a lot of people have been asking about the brackish water aquariums as well. So gonna make sure that so put a little more of the spotlight on that. Of course, we got the 185, as I mentioned a couple times here. Gonna start putting that in motion. Got a fish store visit that I'm gonna do. Unfortunately, one of the stores here a couple hours away here is starting to close down here, but gonna pick up a couple of tanks from them, which are gonna help me do a couple of tank upgrades for some fish. So I'll have a video on that when that comes to fruition. Long story short, a lot's going on down here in the fish room, and I'm very excited to share it all with you here in the near future. Of course, there'll be videos as it all happens here. But that said, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and bounce. Matt has already dropped the link there. Appreciate you, Matt. Go ahead, check out George's stream here before you call it an evening here. Give him some support there. Subscribe to his channel if you're not already. Show that man some love, some support. See what he's up to as well. Got all sorts of cool stuff going on there too. And I'm going to go ahead and bounce, get some shut-eye here. It's been a long day, but as always, guys, appreciate all the support here from the members, showing all that extra support. It's never expected, but every last one of you, greatly appreciated. So thankful for you all. Of course, the 5 awesome moderators, Liquid Zoo Only Fins Matt, who's been an absolute trooper tonight, Peplin Creek Aquatics, also Fish Fam Link, my wife, Mrs. Freak, who is checking in here earlier, and of course, Zen Ginger. Appreciate you 5 for helping me also run the circus here as well as I continue to do things here on this channel. And of course, to all you subscribers here that just come in to any degree to see what I'm up to. Appreciate every single one of you. In the next week or two, going to have another video coming out, like I say, on a species spotlight here on one of the puffers, and looking forward to sharing it with you guys. But as always, guys, thank you for all the support. Be sure to go check out George's stream right down there before you call it a night, and I'll see you all in the next video. As always, Fish Fam, you already know. Stay fantastic.